What's up YouTube, Redbeard's Garage, and welcome back to another video. Today we're getting back on Lonnie's Crusty Scab. Oh yeah!
So, we're back to the old hog, the rat rod.
Yeah, she's got a lot of work that needs done, but it's going to be worth it in the end. I was just going to go over a few little modifications they did. Look at those welds. It's kind of hard to see. Let me grab a light. Okay.
Cool.
So the motor is unbolted. I just got to cut all these cables because we will not be reusing these.
Them are good cables. Just gonna throw away good cables.
So we can just pull all this off and pretty much just throw. There's a skateboard tire. But
I need that.
keeping that. So I'm gonna strip it on down, and it is gonna storm like crazy outside. So this is about all we can do. But this engine did run good. Look, he had cobbered up a Briggs & Stratton side cover and pull cord on this engine, but I do have a Honda side cover to throw on this. So so let's get to pulling this engine off, and then we're going to open it up and see what kind of condition it's in.
Probably not good.
Alright, so I'm going to start cutting some cables because we will not be using none of these actually. I mean, I'm getting rid of everything that they had done on this bike, like this brake. That's a good cable. Didn't want to cut.
And you're just throwing it away. All the success is really gone to your head.
There's every like few minutes, I swear to you, there's a bolt or something that falls off this bike. Like every few minutes. I'm gonna pull these grips off. For the trash. I wonder how.
Perfect.
That's nice. But yeah, just stripping the thing down. So this motor should
Re-booger it up.
Yep, there's that motor off there. So we'll open this up in just a minute.
What size did you say it was? 150?
No, it's a 212.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just a non-Hemi motor. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Get the camera.
So I'm going to show you how they made their engine mount. She coming down, son. You hear that wind out there? It's storming like crazy.
Beating my car up.
So once we remove the motor, you could see more welds. Let me put my hand behind this so she will focus. Oh yeah, look at that. And then the engine plate looks like they just cut up a bunch of a lawnmower. This looks like the engine plate of a mower just cut up into a bunch of pieces. So,
and when they cut this out, they didn't cut it all the way down flush. They just kind of boogered up some metal around it.
It's great. I mean, look at this. They just stuck like a pipe in between that thing and hog welded it in there. Imagine how bad it's going to be to cut this off. Like, that's a lot of weld right there. And then like all of this, like it's a shame that we bought this thing, honestly. Like, you couldn't see all this to this extent. You know, you always see more when you get home, of course. It's
pretty
really bad, really bad. But I know you guys are dying to see it, so we're gonna
do it.
We're gonna keep pushing through.
Look at this little bridge gap they did.
Yeah.
Booger.
It's horrible. Look at those old broke welds. You can't really see much. It ain't wanting to focus. But they put a bicycle mechanical disc brake back here. All this will be gone. So yeah, now we're going to throw this engine up on the workbench and start taking a gander at it. What do you think? Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take this side cover off. I got to unhook this return spring right here. I have a new carb that I'm actually going to put on this, so actually none of this old hog mess is going to stay. So you can see they had this piece of metal just kind of shoved through the air filter, kind of Oh yeah, they hot glued it on. Like this.
That's classy.
Oh yeah. Don't you be scared.
Just let's go.
The elbow you got in the mouth. Oh yeah, look at the manifold they made.
Everything about this thing is classy. You can tell a true engineer did this.
So they pretty much glued and made a manifold for this thing. And if you look in the air filter, you can see hot glue gummed up over here. It's really nice, really nice. And this is like some kind of threaded plastic pipe that they made this little adapter out of. So pretty much just got to break this off. It's actually glued quite well. And then take the carb off. And first, I guess I'll go ahead and remove the side cover. I'll be putting all new bolts in this thing, everything. Because this side cover, this is a right side cover. They just put a Briggs & Stratton pull cord and tacked it where it's supposed to bolt up. Alright.
I seriously doubt this thing was maintained properly.
Yeah, it looks like before I can get this out, I'm going to have to remove the carb. Okay, that broke. They zip tied the fuel line on right there. Really nice. Hold that still. Well, I'll tell you what, that hot glue
might be the way to go.
might be what we start using instead of welding. That's well, that ain't hot glue, of course. That's like caulk. I'm telling you, that glue is strong. Look at that. They use like a silicone and it works. That stuff is pretty. Oh, look at this. So as you can see, that's a socket that they welded onto this little, it looks like an old exhaust port. I'm pretty sure it is. So they booger welded that socket onto an exhaust port, I'm pretty sure. And then they piled up some nuts over here. Oh my goodness. I tell you, this thing is really nice.
They caulk that on too?
I don't think so. I think it's just a real tight fit. And that is a really tight fit. Oh my goodness. So it's definitely not an exhaust port, but it's made out of something. So now we should be able to pull. Oh, wait. There's more. I forgot. We got to unhook this throttle linkage. Now we got that old carb off there. She's actually decently clean, so I mean, these carbs are so cheap you can replace them for dollars. Like, I think $8 you can get a new carb. So you can kind of see the condition of the coil, which isn't bad. I mean, it obviously was still working. So I'm going to go ahead and take this throttle plate off. So now I'm going to go ahead and drain this oil. It was overfilled, I do remember that, because your oil shouldn't pour out when you take this plug out. It should be pretty much level with this opening. And the oil does look pretty horrible, like really horrible.
They probably filled it right the first time and then
never changed it.
Instead of changing it, they just add some more in it. That'll freshen it up some.
If your oil has a grayish color to it, that's bearings, like bearing wear in the oil, so make sure to change your oil for sure. So I'm just going to open this thing up to see how they removed the governor. They probably did it right because it does have a bolt going through the top of the block like you're supposed to do, so I'm expecting it to be done right. Yeah, those things might have been a little bit over tightened. Alright, the cam Usually the cam doesn't come out, but that's fine. I mean, the governor is removed correctly, actually, so proud of them. I am proud. I mean, basically, you can't really inspect that much inside the block. I just wanted to make sure everything was, you know, good in here. So I'm going to have to adjust the valve lash, and it needs 18-pound valve springs in it, so I'll probably go ahead and do that to this engine. And just clean everything up with some brake cleaner inside, make sure there's no metal pieces. And then other than that, the engine looks, I mean, perfectly fine inside, so should be all right to put back together. I do need to pull the valve spring so I can put the cam back in there, and then she's pretty much golden. We can reseal this side cover back on, peel all this old gasket maker off, and just make sure we get it back in time. What are we about to do, Lonnie?
About to cut up the old Crusty Scab.
So we got the bike out. We tore down that engine and everything looked fine in it. We're going to do a few performance parts. Nothing's going to be fancy on this one.
Nothing needs to be fancy.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But he's going to start by cutting the seat off, and then we're going to leave the frame for now connected here and here because those welds are just so beautiful. I don't want to ruin the art. No, but I don't want to mess up the rigidity of the frame. So he's going to cut that seat off, and then we'll go to cutting more of this junk off. You ready?
I'm ready.
You cut. Ooh, where'd you get that shirt at?
From this guy, I know.
What do you think about that shirt? Mama's shirt.
We have the same.
You do, don't you?
Can we go ahead and get cut now?
Let me go get a hammer. Best tool. Actually, the welds was so horrible, they just snapped. Look at this. Look at that classy thing. More handlebars. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
I want to know how many bikes were used to make this one.
Yeah, how many like handlebars and whatnot?
Yeah.
Like that weld's just gonna snap right there.
That's what they make Bondo for.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. But we've got something done on it.
Yeah. I just want to see if it snap off.
Greg's doing his usual hammer taps. Everything seems to work.
It's nice. I mean, it's going to hold, but we do need to, well, it actually worked. I didn't even mean for that to work. So we need to cut this. So we need to cut this engine plate off. I'm telling you, I keep going back to the original plan of not doing this because it's so rough, but we need to do it. It's going to be cool when we're done. So I'm going to cut these little tabs out on the back of this and then cut around the front. Start stripping this thing down more. So if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I built a new engine for my chopper because I wanted electric start and charging coils. So this has 2 charging coils which should charge at around 6 amps or more. And then if you remember this old cruster, this is Lonnie's engine off the Crusty Scab. So this engine's completely fine. We could buy an electric start kit for it for like $100, but I have a better idea.
But why?
At my brother's, there is I think it's a 110 Suzuki that I traded for a long time ago. It needs the motor rebuilt. It's just all out of cattywampus. So we could rebuild that engine. I mean, it may cost $100 to rebuild it, but we would have gears on the Crusty Scab. We could do a suicide shifter, which the shifter right beside the gas tank. Oh,
that would be awesome.
So we're gonna go up to my brother's right now and get that thing. Say hey to old Brad. Let's do it. Well, look where we're at. Would you just look? There's the S2000 motor. Well, people will kill me over that.
Yeah, get them going.
Got the K20, not out of an S2000, broke down. And he's cleaning the old dirty head up.
Oh, that's bad.
So there's new rods and everything in though?
Yeah. New rods and rings.
She's about
I
ready.
just cleaned the pistons up.
That's good. New head gasket.
Yeah.
You gonna put copper spray on it?
Ain't got none.
Oh, I'd use WD-40 or something.
I've used clear spray paint before.
Just
So
have it seal.
good.
Yeah, she's all pulled. And he's almost done with the Kawasaki. Almost. Those plastics cleaned up pretty nice.
I wanted all black. No green. Except for the wheels.
Alright. You bought the same torque wrench I did. Only the best. Pittsburgh steel.
The good stuff.
No, I didn't. I thought you were pointing at him.
Oh, that's probably, that's too small. Most likely. Maybe, I don't know. Where's that other one at? In the shed. In the death shed back there. The rape shed. Oh, look at that. Probably barely see. Let me turn old night vision on. I think that was like a Can-Am 4-wheeler or something. They used the engine to build a rock crawler. So that's what's left over.
We should get it.
Look like a
We can
demon.
build something.
He's going to use the suspension off of this to build a 4-wheel drive smaller buggy, correct?
Correct what?
Aren't you going to build a smaller 4-wheel drive buggy?
I want to. Use that Bayou motor. I got from Red Beard's garage.
Look at the horde.
The horde.
Look at the horde. Was that a snapping turtle? Oh gosh. Is that it?
That's it.
It looks a lot bigger than I remember.
That's what she said.
So I was needing a triple clamp off of this and the actual piece of pipe on the frame.
Don't you just load the whole back up?
We are, because we're going to put that motor, rebuild it, and put it on the rat rod bike. Look at how crazy you look.
Whoa.
So we're going to drag this puppy out here and get her loaded up. So what's left to do on the Kawasaki?
Cam chain tensioner. Timing chain tensioner. Jump.
Can't get her.
Don't know what's wrong with it. Can't get it to squeeze. I'm hoping if I buy a new one, it's already pressed in. You put it down there and then.
Should pop.
Yeah.
Go.
And then put the valve cover on it and all the other stuff. Radiators,
Put it back together pretty much.
yeah.
So you're going to reseat the valves?
Probably not.
Extra $25.
I'd reseat them for extra $100.
It's a bargain. That is a bargain. Retorque
That's
it.
a lot of valves in this thing.
People torque it to spec for another 160.
Nah, I just charge 50, 75 and torque it to specs.
Those are some crazy shaped pistons.
They are, ain't they? You couldn't see none of that on them. They just built up just a big dome piston with black shit when I took them out.
You're running dumping fuel.
Yeah.
I say she's going to be
I
made.
want to clean the block up. This side's pretty clean except for out here, but look at this side. It's dirty. Should have took it and had it dipped.
Yeah.
Kicking myself in the hind end now. But some people don't want to spend no money. They want the cheapest route out, and it is what it is, you know. They keep jerking you around when you price it and wanting it cheaper and cheaper, so you have to, you know, take steps out of it.
So how much more till she's going? What in the world?
Waiting on the crank from the machine shop. What are you looking at?
Look at them connectors. See it? It's like he's filled the connectors up with
glue
something.
or something?
It's weird.
This car does have some expensive parts on it.
Does it?
Good parts. It's got real good axles, real good clutch. Somebody's had the motor apart for because it already had ARP head studs.
Oh, really?
And there's gray silicone all over it. that I'm having to clean off. So somebody's had it apart before. Supposedly it only had 30,000 miles on it.
So he's lied to.
I don't understand why somebody take it apart with that low mileage.
Yeah. That is strange. Unless they was building it. Maybe blow a head gasket. Run a boost.
This motor blow head gasket quick running boost.
So high compression.
Yeah. Need to change pistons if you can run turbo on this one.
There's your buggy people.
I've still not touched it since the last time you were here.
People's been like, can you give us an update on the buggy? Watch the last video. That's the update. That is the update, the last video. He said he was going to get this done and then finish some stuff on the little Miata.
I got a race next Sunday.
Oh, and the Miata's been lowered.
Oh, yeah, you didn't get that either, did you?
I thought I recorded a bunch of stuff earlier and did not. But you can tell she's a lot lower than she was last time. If you can saunt it.
Rides like a hay wagon.
Stiffer than the board.
But hangs curve good.
I'll try to bring my GoPros up and we'll do a ride with him.
I've got some GoPro footage of some rides.
Dude?
Yeah, some good donuts and burnouts and
Let me take your memory
my
card.
race.
Huh.
You want to?
Yeah. Well, we made it back from the mountains, didn't we, Lonnie?
We made it.
So,
Barely.
yeah, the reason we went up to my brother's was a while back I traded this Kawasaki Bayou I had I traded a dirt bike, that two-stroke that some of you may have seen in the backgrounds of my videos, for a Kawasaki Bayou and a dirt bike. Dirt bike ended up being in really rough shape. I didn't have time to mess with it, so I gave it to my brother. And I'm wanting to put basically pit bike forks on my chopper. I already bought the forks and everything, but the problem is the tube on the frame for the triple clamp to slide through is bigger than the triple clamp I have, bigger than the actual shaft where you grab that triple clamp in that box. And it's too long on the bike. So I accidentally left it out in the rain. So I need it to be, the tube on the frame to be shorter to fit this part of the triple clamp for my bike. So I went and got this little turd. This is, I can't remember, it's like a 110 Suzuki. I can't remember exactly what size it is. So let's take a close up at this bad boy. So the guy I got it from said it just needed a little, probably like tinkering and it would run, but I don't know about that. I think the motor's in rough shape. So what we're going to do, and you can see the wheel isn't even bolted on at all. It looks like maybe they tried to make their own swing arm or something. I don't know. So what we're going to do is use these forks, maybe on Lonnie's bike. What do you think? Probably these forks on Lonnie's bike, and he'll buy a different wheel because I have already bought this 21-inch wheel for my bike. Of course, I'm going to take the dirt bike tire off of it, but Lonnie can use those forks. The only thing I needed was this part of the frame. I'm going to cut that tube off this frame, cut mine off of my bike, and weld it on so the triple clamp will work. Mine's a different triple clamp, of course, because my shocks are a larger diameter than this. So we're going to tear this engine, or this bike down.
Closer together too, aren't they?
On this?
No, on yours.
Well, here it is.
No.
It looks just like the same width. They're just, mine has bigger diameter shocks. So those will work good on Lonnie's though. He'll have this triple clamp unless I need to use a triple clamp. I'm not sure. And then we're going to take this engine and I'm going to see what it needs to actually get it running. And we're going to put that motor on the Crusty Scab with a suicide shifter.
That's going to be awesome. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be sweet having that little motor. And that motor should push at least the same as a Predator, I would think.
I'd say more probably.
Probably about the same. I'd say 10 horsepower-ish. Because that TTR 90 I had was 7 horsepower. 6.5 horsepower. But suicide shifter and real motorcycle motor. So that's going to be sweet. So you'll see us tear this down on another episode. Maybe. I may tear it down off camera actually because I'm kind of eager to see how my triple clamp and my forks are going to work. But guys, I know this was a little bit different style of video. It was kind of just running and doing a few things. We pulled a bunch off the bike, but hope you like this style video. This is probably how the Crusty Scab's going to turn out because there's not a whole lot. We're not going to devote a lot of time to it because it's in so bad of shape, but Saturday, me and Lonnie's going to go junkyard digging for parts for the Crusty Scab.
It's always fun.
That's going to be real fun. There's one junkyard near us that has a bunch of motorcycles, so hopefully we can find some wheels maybe. I need a back tire still, and Lonnie needs front and back, so hopefully we can come up with that.
I need a lot of stuff for mine.
Yeah, Lonnie needs everything pretty much.
I'm going to be doing a lot of digging at the old junkyard.
It's going to be fun, though. We can get brakes, really good brake calipers, stuff like that. So stay tuned.
Another reason why we're doing the video like this on the Crusty Scab.
Crusty Crab.
It's hard not to say that. But is because we're pretty much going to be doing it in between other projects. So we won't have the time to devote to doing a proper video. Because
we got the 4-seater. We got my chopper. Yeah, and Little Red has a bunch of parts for it. And the street go-kart. We haven't forgot about her. We got some awesome things coming for it. So, guys, next week we'll have an episode of the 4-seater, episode on the Crusty Scab, and probably an episode on my chopper. So stay tuned for that for sure. And don't forget to go Power Sports. Use that discount code REDBEARD to save 10% on all your go-kart and mini bike needs. And check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Give us a like and follow there, where you'll see pictures of all this junk that we are done before they come out on YouTube. And that's a mouthful. I've got it memorized pretty good, though. But guys, always come back to Redbeard's Garage.
We're out.